This week on First Century Foundations, we begin a new season exploring the miracles of Jesus. I start by learning how to make wine, while Karen hears from Be'ad Chaim in Jerusalem, and it's all coming up right now. Hey everybody, I'm Joe Amaral.
And I'm Karen Amaral.
Well, welcome to another season of First Century Foundations. Last season, we were focusing on the culture of Jesus, and we talked about how important it was to learn about daily life, and we looked at the language. We did things that we never thought we would do.
Yeah.
You got to do something pretty cool last season as well.
Yeah, I did. Lots of cool things were happening last season. But this season, we're going to focus on the miracles of Jesus.
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to do what we call the miracle trail from Nazareth down to Jerusalem and everywhere in between. And so today we're going to be talking about the first miracle that he did.
The wedding where Jesus turned water into wine at Cana.
In Cana. And Cana is not too far from Nazareth. And we're going to go there and we're going to try to learn a little bit about the winemaking process later on in the show. I'm going to go visit a great friend of mine, Menachem at Kfar Kedem, who's just, you guys are going to love him. He's a funny guy, but he's a passionate guy. He loves God. He loves his faith. And I'm going to try to get a question answered, because people ask me, if Passover is a feast of unleavened bread and you can't have any leaven, how can you have wine which has leaven in it? So we're going to try to answer that. And then later in the show, you're going to be talking about how Jesus is still doing miracles today in the land.
Exactly. We're going to visit with Sandy Shoshani of Be'ad Chaim and find out what God is doing in the women that she's ministering to there in Jerusalem.
Yeah, well, it's going to be awesome. Stay with us for the whole show, guys. The very first miracle Jesus performed happened in Cana, so I thought I should see modern Cana with my tour guide Ori to find out a little more about the city. So as we come into Cana, there's a lot of evidence. You can see how much the first miracle that Jesus did influenced this village city. I mean, what would it be without the miracle of Jesus?
Basically, another farming community in the Israeli Galilee. That's what Jesus found here when he came to that village and made that miracle. The thing is that right now, ironically, the whole economy of this village is based on the Jesus miracle.
Well, yeah. Well, here.
Yeah.
We asked the guy. He said it was okay to come in here.
All right.
I mean, everywhere you look, you see. Here. Let me show them here. Here's Cana wedding wine. I mean, it's everywhere. Everybody talks about the fact that Jesus did that miracle here.
Oh yeah, and just for you to not to mix Cana with other Canas, if there are any, Cana of Galilee.
Cana of Galilee.
That's the name that it is known in the Bible.
Okay. Hey, let's keep exploring Cana a little bit.
All right.
So tell me about Cana today.
Cana today is mainly a Muslim village. It has 20,000 people in there.
Okay.
It's a low-income village, based mainly, like I told you, tourism. A little bit about some agriculture, and a little bit on local industry. But
well,
mainly,
sure. Look, local industry, local tourism,
local tourism, religious tourism, all over.
Everywhere you go here in Cana.
Yes, and the anomaly is that 90% of the population here are actually Muslims. So basically, this is a.
You talk about the influence of Jesus in the city.
Oh yeah.
That was from a church.
Yeah. That's the way.
Okay. Walking around Cana, it was very obvious that Jesus had an impact on this place, then and still does to this day. So we heard the bells. They were coming from this church right here.
Yeah, this is a Catholic church here, on the traditional place where the miracle of wine and water actually happened.
Jesus' first public miracle right here on this location.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
That happens in a small village.
Right.
Jesus acts among the simple people. His early years are not including meetings with the very important priesthood and the high-class rich
the
persons.
big cities.
Yeah, the high clergy and that stuff. He is working among the simple people, and he comes here he comes here several times, but again, he comes here to help people in need that have a wedding and they don't have the basic thing that Judaism demands to have in a wedding, wine.
So you must have wine at a Jewish wedding.
Yeah, you must have wine.
Okay.
This is a necessity here.
Okay, now the Cana during Jesus' time we know was very simple.
Yeah.
But does Cana appear for the first time in the Gospel times, or was it already in existence before that?
Actually, the name Cana is mentioned in old Egyptian scriptures, ancient scriptures from the times of the 6th Egyptian dynasty. We're talking about 2,000 to 1,750 years before Christ.
Already? So Cana was here already then?
Yes, so there is a possibility that if this is the same Cana, this settlement today, this village here today, began here 4,000 years ago.
Wow.
That makes it, I don't know,
very ancient.
Older than most of the places in Israel. And we have here many, many old towns, believe me.
My goodness, look at this. Everywhere you go. You said it's a Muslim city, right?
It's a
but
Muslim.
We don't see any traces of Muslim religion here. We see everything Christian, Christian, Christian.
That's because we came to the Christian quarter. But even if you go out of the Christian quarter of Cana, you're going to see that everything is based on Christian history here. And
all because of Jesus.
Yes.
And because of the miracle that he did here.
This is the big local story. Now, the fact that the Muslims are today the majority, the vast majority of the population in Cana this is not unique to Cana, actually. It happens in Bethlehem.
Right, same thing.
It happens in Nazareth.
Yeah, the most important cities that Jesus was involved in have now completely turned.
It happens in the old city of Jerusalem. The old city of Jerusalem has like more than 12 holy sites for Christianity wherever Jesus walked, and all of a sudden, 80% are Muslims. Okay, so this is an ongoing process along history.
It's amazing when you look, and you were talking about how Muslim this community has become. But it's not based on anything that Muslim religion did or any other religion did. The tourism, the industry, basically the city's economy is based on what Jesus did when he turned water into wine.
Completely, absolutely. This is something that happens all over. It happens in Bethlehem, it happens in Nazareth, it happens here. There is a basic historical or theological Christian story, and all the local economy is based on that. Now, since the population is mostly Muslim, then it goes like, Muslims make money out of Christian story and from Christian tourists, of course.
Okay.
So the whole economy is based on that.
Okay. Now, do you know how they used to make wine in the first century?
Something with their feet, right?
Okay.
Something like that.
Well, you know what? After the break, we're going to go to Kfar Kedem, and we're going to learn how to make wine first century style. Don't go away. Up next, Karen hears from Be'ad Chaim in Jerusalem. And later, I do some first century style grape squishing.
For 2,000 years, man has been studying the life and words of Jesus. But in our modern culture, can we truly understand what he really meant? Now we can. Joe Amaral's book, Understanding Jesus, removes the veil of history and brings us greater understanding of the time and culture that Jesus and the authors of the Bible lived in. In Understanding Jesus, we study the feasts of the Lord as Jesus celebrated them and find valuable insight into God's prophetic timetable throughout history. Knowing more about this ancient culture will give you accurate insight into the teachings of Jesus and will take your faith to a whole new level. And this life-changing book can be yours for just $20. Call today and order your copy of Understanding Jesus by Joe Amaral, 1-877-628-2800, or visit us online at www.firstcenturyfoundations.com.
We've been looking at the miracles of Jesus and what he did in the past, but today we're going to look at what he's doing right now in the land, and we're going to visit with Sandy Shoshani of Be'ad Chaim in Jerusalem, find out what God is doing through her ministry to many, many women who are needing Christ and who are in crisis situations, and what she's doing to help them.
So I'm Sandy Shoshani. I'm the national director of an Israeli pro-life organization called Be'ad Chaim, which means pro-life. And our goal is to help moms be able to keep their babies. Our goal is to love the women, love the moms, love the dads, and love the child. I don't know if you know the expression l'chaim. It means to life. And our expression here is double chai, 2 lives. The mom's life and the baby's life. We want to help the mom by preventing her from hurting herself and hurting her child. We want to be able to enable her to keep the baby by supporting her for a full year with her baby. Be'ad Chaim began in 1988 because some Christians who came from abroad saw the statistics of the abortions. What they understood then, and it's pretty much the same today, 1, 2, 3, 4th pregnancy abortion. Very serious. You know, in a country the size of Israel, we had last year 160,000 live births, and statistically we probably had as many as 50,000 abortions. Half of those abortions were paid for by our government, the other half were private and were illegal, but were happening and no one really cares. Abortion is a non-issue in Israel. Matter of fact, in the 1940s, there were so many abortions in Israel that Ben Gurion, our first prime minister, he came out with a statement and he said, if our mothers had aborted at the same rate that our children, our daughters are aborting, we wouldn't have a state right now. And in the 70s, abortion became legal, which means that then the government started paying for the abortions. That was the primary difference. Abortion is promoted as something to help the mother. It doesn't help her. It hurts her in the long run. Abortion hurts women. It leaves them with scars, with guilt, and it leaves them with their arms empty from their child. I want to put my money where my mouth is, though. I don't want to just say, keep your baby. I want to say, we will help you for a full year with your child. And that's what we do for women. For example, there is a woman, Tanya. She's had several young babies, and we've been able to help her with the children. We've been able to fund her. Recently, she had a baby 2 weeks ago, and we were able to help her with her child. Women hear about us primarily through Google. Nowadays, most women that are strung out, that are really worried, if you're up at 2 o'clock in the morning because you're pregnant and you're frightened and you don't know what to do, you click into the computer in Hebrew, you click in abortion, abortions, termination of pregnancy, and they find us right there. We have keywords, and they find us through Google. And then they call our hotline, reach our excellent counselor. She's going to refer them to the nearest counselor, and that counselor is going to say to them, come and meet with me. We say in Hebrew, 4 eyes. We want to see you face to face. And when you see the counselor face to face, I'll tell you, probably 95% of the time they save their baby. The reason is because they feel loved, they don't feel alone anymore, and they know that we're going to provide them with what they need. The bed, the stroller, the yearly diapers, the yearly formula, whatever they need, we're there for them. Most of our centers also have what we call a boutique. Some would call it a distribution center. We like to call it a boutique because the mom comes in and chooses what she'd like for her child. This is really a miracle of God. Right now, we're servicing over 300 women. We started what we call our Operation Moses program, the program that provides everything the mom needs, in 2006. Prior to 2006, we had saved a baby or 2 a year. They're just because we weren't able to provide. We could call them in, we could say, I'll help you, but we didn't have anything to give them. In 2006, we began this Operation Moses program. The first year, we serviced 15 women. The next year, 40 women. Since then, we've serviced over 800 women. We're up to about 850 babies now. I am so blessed. And your organization, First Century, has, from the beginning, blessed us by providing sponsorship for a baby. What does that mean, sponsorship? That means that an organization or a church or an individual will provide only $1,500 for a full year for that baby. What's that for somebody abroad? $1,500 is like a little more than $100 a month. And then we can sponsor the baby for a full year. When you sponsor a baby, you receive, as you know, because your organization sponsors us, you receive a certificate at birth with the baby's name and the date of birth, and then a little update about the baby's situation, their mom, if they're a single parent, if they have other children in their family. 6 months later, you get again an update. The baby's been crawling or has teeth or health, or please pray for the dad to get a job, or the mom has health issues, whatever it is. And then at the end of the year, we provide them with a final statement telling them about the baby and how the mom's doing, if she's got a job or what's happening. Those updates are for prayer, because I know that you're praying people.
It's so great to hear what God is doing through Sandy Shoshani and what she's doing there in Jerusalem, and the women that she's helping and saving these precious little babies. And I know that she appreciates all the help that First Century Foundations has given, and the viewers that have called in to help the ministries that are in Israel. We support about 70 different ministries. She's just one of them. I know she has a program right now that for $1,500 you can help a baby for an entire year that supplies them with their crib, their clothing, their stroller, their change table with diapers, anything that they need, food as well. I know that this really, really helps them. And if you'd like to learn more about this ministry, you can visit our website and click on the ministries page and find out more about how you can help.
To make a donation or learn more about this ministry and the Israel Prayer Watch, visit us online at www.firstcenturyfoundations.com or call 1-877-628-2800.
This season we're talking about the miracles of Jesus, and today we're focusing on how Jesus turned water into wine. So we wanted to learn, how did they make wine in the first century? So to do that, we're here at Kfar Kedem talking with my good friend Menachem. I see you eating the grapes.
Yeah.
Are they
Hi,
good?
Joe. How are you?
Good to see you, man.
Now we are going to speak about grapes.
It'll be really great.
Great, grapes. Yeah.
See, you know that's awesome? That's why we like each other. We make the same horrible jokes. Okay, let's move on.
What do you want from me? Speak about yourself.
What I want from you is I want to learn, how did they make wine in the first century? Because today you walk into a store, it's there on the shelf, you pick it up and you go. But that wasn't always the way. It was a lot of work back in the time.
Yeah, but it was very funny, and we know that people prepare the bread that's very happy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that maybe because the wine or because there was part of the process.
Sure.
Maybe the thought what is going to be in the end of the process.
Yeah.
This is the reason why they're very happy. But we know that people prepare the wine, they're
With joy.
happy. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have to be filled with joy as we make.
Yeah, please
whatever
take
this
the
is gonna
basket
be.
with you. Like the people that took it to the temple, you know,
Oh,
it's
okay.
one of the seven
Oh
species.
wow, that's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of grapes.
a real, yeah.
So what do I
Put
do
it
now?
on your head.
On my head.
On your head, yeah.
Okay.
Looks terrific like this.
Okay.
Didn't you? I will help you.
Thank you very much. I want to spill these precious grapes.
No, in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now try to
Don't say no hands.
try.
No.
Try. I will help
These
you.
are expensive grapes. They're
Yeah,
gonna
I
fall
know,
on
I
the
know,
floor.
I know.
You
Try.
got it?
I will help you. Yeah. Lose. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Continue what you do.
I think
what
I'll
you're
hold on to
doing,
them.
you're doing better. Come on, follow me. We are going to prepare
Okay.
the wine now. You know, it was a very special work. Not everybody got the opportunity to prepare it
Yeah.
because they have more than 70 kinds of wine in the ancient times.
70 times?
70 kinds.
Wow.
Yeah, they was very professional when they prepare it. And be careful here, please.
Oh,
Stop.
oh.
You must take it from your head.
Okay.
Okay, now take it like, you know, you gave it to the priest in the temple.
I'm offering first fruits to
Yeah.
the temple.
7 species.
7 species. This is one of them. Okay.
And now put them there, please. And you must
Okay.
take off your shoes.
Take off my shoes.
Yeah.
Is that
because
because-
you're going to step on the grapes with your feet now. Please sit here.
Okay.
We prepare some ancient water here for you.
Some ancient water. That's
Yeah.
good. So I
Now-
guess both, right? Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to?
I'm not going to hop on
something
one
like this.
feet. That would be interesting.
It will be both. You know, you must do it twice with only one feet. I
Okay.
hope that you and I have a nice socks today.
You know, actually, I think my feet look good. You're such a guy. Okay, so let me take these out.
Oh, you made a nice advertiser to Adidas, yeah.
All right, so I'll put all
So
the way
I
up
will
here.
help you because you are not really professional. Put your
I am not a
foot-
professional foot washer. This is
yeah,
true.
Exactly. Put your foot, please.
Right in here.
Yeah.
Hey, get more water. This is cold. You're a...
Yeah, אתה יכול לצלם אותי כמה תמונות שאני מסתלבט
yeah.
עליו עם המצלמה
Okay.
שלי? On off. You see now, clean it with the ancient
The ancient soap here?
soap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're going to drink this after, so I want to make sure my feet are nice and
Of course, I'm
clean.
going to drink it.
Of course you are, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, all good. Lathered up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a first. I've never done this. Not the first time I've ever washed my feet, but the first time I've ever.
First time in this month.
First time on TV washing my feet. So that's interesting. Okay, so that's clean. Next one. Okay.
Now, I want to ask you to
Yeah.
go inside the place that we stretched.
So go in here?
Yeah, inside.
Okay.
And
All
now,
right.
take the grapes and do what they used to do.
Okay.
Put them here and start to step on them.
Okay, so dump them all.
And
dump
if you
dump the
want-
whole thing?
Yeah, come on,
whole-
do it.
All right.
And now, really, you know, they did with a lot of grapes, and they didn't use only 8 or 10 kilos that we have. It was
Yeah.
full with it. I was very happy, you know, as they start to
should-
dance, and somebody play. No, really.
No, I believe
They
you.
play, and it was very, very funny, all the process of the wine.
Okay.
Come on, do it!
But I'm not going to play. Oh, it feels weird. I'm not going to play music. So jump hard.
Ta 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 ti ta ta li la la li la la li la la li la 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 li la 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 pi pa pa li pa pa li pa pa li pa pa li ta. והשתחוו לשם בהר הקודש, והשתחוו
Oh my
לשם בהר הקודש. Very nice.
Look at
You made
this.
a great job.
There's a lot of grapes here.
Yeah, but you know, you must smash everyone.
Everyone.
בירושלים,
Push them all in here because they're going everywhere.
בירושלים. Oh,
You're not going to help
amazing.
me?
If you find yourself without any work, we can.
I have a job here.
Yeah, you can
At
do
Kfar
it here
Kedem.
all the time. Yeah, Kfar Kedem, Galilee, Israel.
Well, look at. I have the feet for it. Look at this.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now, do you know why we don't put it like an olive press or something like this?
Right? No.
Because we don't want the taste of the seeds. And if you smash it with your foot,
Yeah.
it's better because you don't crush the step.
Oh,
the
the
feet.
seeds. Okay.
בוא עם המצלמה לפה, קובי.
I'm out of breath already. It was so much easier just to turn water into wine. I got a question for you.
Yes.
When you make wine properly, you put yeast in the wine, right?
No, really?
Now or in antiquity? Because somebody asked me a
I
question.
did wine here, not
Okay,
like.
let me tell you why I'm asking. Somebody was saying, okay, if you have to be kosher at Passover and no leaven, how can you have wine if it has yeast?
It's a very good question.
Okay.
I know that they didn't use any yeast
In
to prepare
Bible
the wine.
times, no?
Yeah, no, because you have the yeast in the alcohol. It means the yeast came from the grapes, and this is how it works.
Oh, like a natural yeast in the grapes?
Exactly.
Ah, okay. Because somebody said if there's yeast, how can it be kosher? But it's already part of the grape.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Oh, dude, this was so much fun.
You see, I told you that it's fun.
It's fun to do, but I don't know that I would drink the stuff in here.
You must. I wish.
I must?
I bring you a glass of
Am I breaking
wine.
the law if I
Yeah,
don't?
and take some. I will do it with you. Take some, and we're going to drink it together.
Together.
Of course. I
course.
trust your feet.
It's not my feet I'm worried about. Oh, that is awesome. Look
Please.
at that.
This is for me.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh, dude, we're not going to drink this.
We are going to drink it.
Pretend. Please bless this.
Baruch
Baruch atah Adonai.
Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagefen.
Oh, Lord. Delicious.
It's very nice.
Very nice. Let's do a l'chaim. Ready?
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Menachem, thank you so much, my friend.
Drink.
I did!
You did. You only taste. You tried to cheat me. Come on.
No, look, look. Ooh, ooh.
Come on.
So good. Thank you so much for watching. And if I survive, we'll see you after the break. Here.
What would Jesus read? the daily devotional book by Joe Amaral. Since the destruction of the first temple nearly 3,000 years ago, the Jewish people have used a system of reading weekly portions of the Bible in an effort to preserve the scriptures. This same system was in place during the time of Jesus. And now, with this daily devotional book by Joe Amaral, you can follow and practice the very same devotional system that Jesus used. This book is designed to help you read the Bible daily with a first-century mind, bringing you greater insight into the mind of our Lord as you read what He read. Call the number on your screen now for your very own copy of What Would Jesus Read for just $25. 1-877-628-2800 or order online at www.firstcenturyfoundations.com. What Would Jesus Read by Joe Amaral. We're waiting to hear from you. Call today.
Well, we've had such a great time on today's episode. Starting off in Cana outside of Galilee, it was really cool to walk through, the modern city and see what it was like. But I have to say, without a doubt, for me, the most fun part was going to Kfar Kedem, visiting with Menachem, and getting dressed up, in his little costume and carrying the grapes.
Our tourists love going to Kfar Kedem because they enjoy getting to do and take part in all of that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about Menachem, what's so awesome about him is his passion and his authenticity with how he loves God. Our groups go there all the time, and people say, wow, when he talks about the Sabbath or about kosher or keeping law, it's not religious. It's so authentic, and we love that about him. And learning about how wine is kosher during Passover because it's a natural fermentation. And, doing a little dance. He was trying to get me to drink wine that I made with my own feet. I like my feet, but I don't want to drink anything that I make with it. And he forced me to do it, and, we did it, and I hope you enjoyed it, because I sure didn't. But it was a lot of fun learning about how it was done in those times and how important wine was in that culture as well. And so learning about what God did back then was really important. But, you got to feature,
I got to find out what God is doing
today.
right now. Exactly. And Sandy is helping so many of these women who sometimes they're in crisis situations. They have nobody that they can turn to. Sometimes their families have even abandoned them and have kicked them out of the house, and they're not allowed to come back in.
Because of the shame of attached to the pregnancy before marriage and all that stuff.
And she is doing an amazing work with a lot of women there.
Yeah, it's wonderful that we get to partner in this, and you get to partner in it as well. And the best way to stay in touch is to visit the website, firstcenturyfoundations.com. Call the office if you want to make a gift to help them.
Yeah, or you can stay in touch with us by Facebook and by Twitter.
Yeah.
We're constantly posting things for the most up-to-date things that you can find there.
Yeah, we love doing that.
Yeah.
And probably one of my favorite things, other than being in Israel, is going to churches. And I get to travel all around the world and come and teach about the Hebraic roots of our faith, introduce the ministry. And so if you'd like to have us in your church, just call the office or go online. There's a form that people can fill out and make a request. We'd love to see you. And this has been a great first episode talking about the miracles of Jesus. Make sure you watch the entire season. We have a lot of great episodes coming up. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
והשתחוו לשם בהר הקודש, והשתחוו לשם בהר הקודש.
Oh, awesome.